Welcome to BaseballGuys.com. I'm your host, and around the horn, Ray Flowers. Yesterday, I looked at the American League Championship Series, and as promised, today, we're taking a look at the National League Championship Series versus my San Francisco Giants and the Philadelphia Phillies. At the outset, you look at these two teams, I don't think there's many people that would disagree with the fact that the Phillies have to be favored. They've got a great pitching staff, solid work out of the bullpen right now, and a lineup that, frankly, is much better than the Giants. But we'll go through it position by position and see what we see. Aubrey Huff was the Giants' best hitter this year. You can make an argument for Buster Posey since he was recalled, but the fact that Huff was there all season long, he led the team in home runs and RBIs. He really invigorated the team with his thong incident. You might want to Google that and take a look at that if you haven't heard that story yet. But clearly he's not the hitter that Ryan Howard is with the Phillies. He's a better fielder, but again, first base, you don't have much of an influence at first base unless you drop the ball when you're catching throws and you can't scoop it out of the dirt. So you got to go with Ryan Howard, who's got the bigger bat, the more explosive bat, and the longer history of recent success. That guy can be a difference maker. Aubrey Huff is just a very good hitter. At second base, again, not a contest whatsoever. You've got Chase Utley, arguably the best second baseman in baseball when he's healthy. He's had health concerns this season, but still you have to give him the edge over Freddie Sanchez, who's the Giants' second baseman, who has had injury concerns of his own, including getting hit by a pitch in the first round of the playoffs. He says he's okay, he played through the injury, but that's just another reason to ding him down a bit. Chase Utley, all-world. Freddie Sanchez, again, professional hitter and pretty good. Third base, here's the situation there. You got Placido Polanco, who's been dealing with an issue with his elbow all season long. He's not at 100%. The Giants have two players at third base that are at 100%, but the question is, are they better than Placido Polanco? Pablo Sandoval hit, in the 320s last year, or 330 last year, with 25 home runs, was dreadful this year. Swinging at every pitch, lost the little plate discipline that he had, and at this point, the Giants just can't afford to keep running him out there. He's off balance when he swings, he's swinging at everything, trying to make a difference on every single pitch instead of letting the game come to him. So the Giants went to Mike Fontenot at the end of the first round of the playoffs. Does that mean they'll continue to go with Fontenot? We'll have to see. But early word out of San Francisco would appear to be that Sandoval will once again be relegated to the bench, with Mike Fontenot taking over at third for the Giants. A very similar player to Placido Polanco, but you got to give the edge again to the Phillies at that spot. At shortstop, the Giants would like to have Edgar Renteria there, but health-wise, he's just not able to do it right now. So they've got Jose Uribe at short, and he's been terrific all year. He's been their second best power bat behind Aubrey Huff, actually. Played a lot of second, a lot of third, but he'll play short in this series. He's been pretty clutch for most of the season as well, but it's tough, yet again, to give him the edge over Jimmy Rollins. The only reason to favor the Giants, Uribe, in this matchup is because he has more power than Rollins and because he's healthy. Rollins is still coming back off an injury with his wheel, but still, it's Jimmy Rollins. He can be a difference maker. At catcher, Buster Posey, Carlos Ruiz. One guy's got the hype, one guy's got all the national media attention on his shoulders, and deservedly so, don't get me wrong. He's my choice for the National League Rookie of the Year, which you can read about here at BaseballGuys.com if you scroll down. And then there's Carlos Ruiz, who hit .302, and not a lot of people realize, was within 20 points in the OPS of Buster Posey. Actually, a very similar season, minus a little bit of the home run power. You got to give, in my opinion, the lead at this point to Posey. It's a very close call. Ruiz obviously did a great job as a catcher as well as a hitter, but Buster Posey, he really infused that Giants team with a lot of invigoration, and he was their best hitter in the first round of the playoffs. Going to the outfield, you've got Victorino, Worth, and Ibanez with the Phillies, and with the Giants, Cody Ross, who's taken over for Jose Guillen, who has a neck problem and still is not able to play for the Giants. Andres Torres is coming back of an appendectomy, not great shakes there. And then Pat Burrell, who can pop you the odd long ball, and as you all know, used to be a Phillies outfielder. No argument here that the Phillies have the better outfield. Yet again, I know it's pretty much a clean sweep other than that catcher spot for the Phillies, but the fact of the matter is their offense just is better than the Giants. So that means the Giants pitching staff is going to have to come through, and they came through in spades in the first round of the playoffs. Absolutely dominating performances game after game. Everyone talking about Lincecum's huge effort. It was almost matched by an effort by Sanchez. Matt Cain was good, and even Madison Bumgarner did an excellent job as a fourth starter. The Giants plan on going with all four of those guys. They have it set up so it would be Lincecum, Sanchez, and Cain, with Cain then slated to pitch Game 7. There's not a better foursome, in my opinion, in baseball, especially right now, than what the San Francisco Giants can run out there. Now, the top three with the Phillies might be as good as the top three with the Giants, but I really question whether the Phillies should go with their number 4 guy in Joe Blanton, and at this point, it's not certain if they will. Blanton clearly has had some struggles this year. He's not the pitcher that Bumgarner is, especially at this current time. But when you look at Holiday, Oswalt, Hamels, those three guys against the Giants' top three guys, talk about fireworks. I'm not going to pick a group here because I think those two threesomes could be the best threesomes in all of baseball, and we get a chance to see them pitch against each other, which probably means there'll be a lot of 9-8 games. But we should see some excellent pitching from those six guys. In the bullpen, Brian Wilson, arguably the best reliever at the closer in baseball this year. He led baseball with 48 saves, over 11 strikeouts an inning, looked terrific. He struggled in the first round, he blew a big game there, but the Giants will continue to go to their money man in the 9th inning, and he should continue to produce. Now, Brad Lidge, since he blew up against Albert Pujols a couple years back, people may not realize, I think he's 11 for 11 in his last save opportunities in the playoffs. Really turned things around, had a very strong second half of the season. Ryan Madson, setting up Mr. Lidge, was terrific in the second half. He had a 1.50 ERA over 42 appearances. He was used very heavily in the second half of the season. He looked good. Giants setup man Sergio Romo had a bit of struggles in the first round. He blew a game. Giants also have guys like Affelt to turn to. Bullpens, again, pretty much a toss-up. I'm going to go with the Giants and Wilson because he was a little bit better than Lidge during the season, but it's very close. So who wins this series? Pains me to say it, but I think the Phillies are going to come out on top. I'm going to say Phillies in 7. I have tickets to go to Game 5 here in San Francisco. I look forward to that matchup. The Giants could win it. They've definitely got the pitching, but I just see the Phillies offense as being ultimately too much for the Giants to handle. I'm Ray Flowers, BaseballGuys.com. Thanks for joining me. I'll talk to y'all again soon.